See, guys, I think I mistakenly just went to press. I mistakenly went to just end the live session myself, right? I think you guys were seeing the video I was playing for you. She was just literally warning me that, hey, don't take any photos, don't take any videos here. But I already taken it, right? But now I'm just saying that what you guys, like, be blessed and always be grateful to God that we have forex. Be blessed and be grateful that we have trading, which makes sense. It has a reasoning to it. It makes sense. There's like sense to it, right? Trading has sense to it. Technical analysis is real. Technical analysis is efficient. Technical analysis reduces the random nature of just like calling trading a gamble. In fact, like, what I disseminated in the whole scope of like my experience is fine, even if there are some elements and tendencies that just put trading to be categorized as quote unquote gambling, right? Then the best way to fit it is an intellectual gamble, right? An intellectual gamble or an intelligent gambling. Intellectual and intelligent, they are literally the same. But when it comes to like any game you find in the casino, there's no intellectuality around it. There is no intellectuality around it. Look, guys, I'm sitting in a very nice, very beautiful place, right? I didn't even show you guys. Like this is Cyprus. This place is Limassol. The views, big hotel. See the car park, right? I have my laptop here, this thing here. Look at my room, very clean place. Look, a night here literally would cost you 600 to 700 euros, right? One of the biggest. Anybody who has been to Cyprus, they know what I'm talking about, right? Or you guys don't know? You guys know, right? Anybody who has been here. So I'm speaking from like real life experience. I'm speaking from like reality. I'm speaking from like, I don't know, practical point that after I just experienced that, all I just said to myself was that, Omo, make I just thank God, say he opened my eyes to forex, and let me just keep up with my grind. Imagine like I just said, okay, forex didn't work for me. I'm going to try casino. See, you cannot even put like sport betting, casino games, and forex and then forex trading in the same category. I think that for people that just do that, like for one thing, I just said that person has probably never entered any casino before. For anybody, like henceforth, I'm just saying, for anybody who is presented with the conversation of, okay, is forex a gamble, or forex is what, and then they are comparing the odds and nature of randomness in activities of the casino to what forex is about, then they have no idea what they are talking about, or they are not intelligent enough. I'm telling you the gospel truth. They are not intelligent enough, right? How I wish that I had all those spectacles that has all this, cameras, and I just went walk there and then use my spectacles, all this meta glasses and all of that, to record and then come and just share my real life experiences with you guys. But what I want to tell you is that, like, you have to explore, right? You have to expose yourself to some of these places. Don't feel intimidated. Sometimes I know that like some of you feel like, hey, casino is for billionaires, millionaires. I've not reached that level. No. Just go there. Nobody's going to hold you and then be accountable, ask you any question. Just enter any casino, go get a few drinks, right? You don't have to play. It's not by force. But just go there, sit somewhere that exposes you to the games they're playing, and then just observe. You're a trader, right? You're a trader, so it's very relevant for you. It's not as if you're wasting your time, because when you're exposed to that environment, what it's just doing is that it's letting you appreciate odds, right? And when you talk about odds, I don't think that so many people understand odds. Like odds. Think about odds like the random nature of occurrence of events, right? which when it is a strong one, then now it's not the odds anymore, but it's like the edge of your odds is like very sharp, right? But you have to always expose yourself to like some of these environments and then see how the money economy moves, right? Or the dark economy or whatever they want to call it really works. And then once you have just exposed yourself to like seeing people make and lose, right? I can tell you that if you think about like the whole logic of a casino, right? Less than 0.5% of the people that enter there get out with any type of money, like any type of money that they would call profit. When I say less than half a percent, you should know how crazy it is. Like what it means is that if you have like 500 people visiting a casino, right, multiply 0.5% by 500 and tell me what you get. If you multiply 0.5%, not 0.5, not directly 0.5, multiply 0.5% by 500, what do you get? You guys, somebody should help me with that. What do you get? 0.5% times 500. 0.5% times 500, you are saying 250. We a trader. 0.5%. I didn't say 0.5. Hey, my bon. Go school bang. If you take them to casino, they'll lose all their money. I said 0.5%. Yes, that's what it means. It means that if you take 500 people to the casino, you can expect that only 2.5, which is like 2 people or 3 people out of the 500 people that entered, only 3 people would come out assuming that they made some money. If you take 500, you can imagine how crazy it is, right? If you take 500 people, right, into the casino, and then only 3 people came out that they made any positive gains, then it's serious. But you cannot say the same for trading. You know, if you give 500 traders the opportunity, I can tell you that you'd get more than 10 to 20% making profits. You know, it's only like when greed sets in and all of those things that they begin to lose. But you know, the crazy thing about casino is that you're not even going to see the money before you think of being greedy. Like you're not even going to feel the money. You know, in trading, like you can just bring like some $300 and suddenly you're making like $800, $700, and you're greedy. You're thinking, I want to make $10,000, and you're going casino. The moment you go there with your $1,000, next game the 1,000 is remaining 700. Next game the 700 is remaining 500. Next game the 500 is remaining 300. Next, before you open your very own eyes, like you're washed out. You are washed out, right? You're washed out. And so, like, I'm just always like thinking about like that, and I'm thinking about, let's say, this market, right? Like, if you listen to all the things that I teach you guys, right? Like seeing and identifying simple patterns in the market. Like, why would I, right, leave such a clear, like, statistical odd that is heavily stacked in my favor, and now go and just like put all my hopes on like something like even sport betting or something like playing roulette in a casino? It wouldn't make sense. That means that person, like, look at this. If you guys have always taught you that, if I've always taught you, let me clean my camera's lens a little bit. If I've taught you that, okay, anytime you see the market comes to a previous high or previous low, just sell. And then it comes in and you're seeing all of these reactions there. Trust me, the statistical edge in around the financial market is crazily high. It's insanely high. Like where I'm coming from is that with my recent observation, experience, and realistical like relation with what I've seen in the casino, right? It freaking makes me appreciate. Look, if you're a trader, if you're a trader and then you have a trading account, right? Let's say you have a $500, $1,000, and then in your trading account, the series of transaction or trades occurrence is like you make 2 profit, you make 1 loss, 2 profit, 3 loss, 2 profit, 1 loss, 3. Look, still be very grateful, be very appreciative of it, right? The lifespan of $300 in a trading account can easily be like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, right? Which would give you a lot of experience. The lifespan for the same $300 in a casino would not be more than 30 minutes. I don't know if you're understanding what I'm trying to tell you. The lifespan of your $300 that you put in your trading account, that, yes, you're learning, right? You're just a beginner. You don't understand what you're doing, but you're just trying your best. At most, it will take you like 1 month, sometimes 2 months, 3 months, if you're just like, applying wisdom. And then just not just doing any stupid thing, putting in 100 lots on a trend. Obviously, then you are mad. But if you're just like doing the regular, putting 0.020, the thing with the casino, you cannot divide your chips. No matter what, you must just drop 1 chip. No matter what, at an event, unless you're just sitting there holding the chip. Then the casino will close, and will you take the chip home and bring it tomorrow? Doesn't make sense. You have to play the game, right? The woman is just going to be there like, hey guys, bet, no more bet, and then they roll the dice, and suddenly the dice is out, and they say, okay, now the dice is on number 20. If your own is not on 20, you see her sweeping. You see her sweeping like 10,000s of cash away, and it's gone. And then you go and play the next one, and it's gone. And then instant, before you realize, within 25 to 30 minutes, the money is gone, right? So all I'm just saying is that with this type of reality that I've just experienced, I think it just shook a core foundation in my principle of risk and appreciating even trading the most, right? It really, quick, your money is gonna go, Freeman, like quick, it's not a joke, like quick, your money, like 30 minutes is even too much. I'm telling you. I said, anybody who let me just probably ask you, who here has really been to the casino and played? Who here? Let me ask my people, who here has really like been to the casino? Like, we're always comparing trading is gambling and this is. But who here, when part of what has here, like they've been to the casino? Arab currency has been, God, Russes have been, trade with MPC has been. Okay, for those of you who have, right, I want you to share with me your brief experience. And then if what I'm saying is deviating from the reality, you can educate the rest of us as well, right? Not online casino, not online, and those online casino is not casino now. If we are talking about casino, don't go and bring all this, what do they even call those things? Sporty bet things that they do, and you'll be playing aviator and things. You are playing aviator, I think that you are in the casino. This man. No, it's not part. Don't think about virtual casino. You people, you can't real life thing, mukoka aviator and horse fly and all of those things. No, I'm talking about like places where you are getting like millionaires and billionaires trooping in. You think that any billionaire has time to be sitting on their laptop pressing aviator and all of those things? No, I'm talking real life. See, under 2 minutes, then sweep everything like liquidity. True. Under 2 minutes, like it's crazy. I don't think those who are here get the picture. Let me see if there's like maybe some YouTube videos. That definitely there should be some YouTube video. Let me see if there's like some YouTube video. Where is this people's sound? So this is an example. See, right? See here. Let's start from where there's nothing on the board. So this man probably just bought. He just bought some chips, right? This is the game I'm talking about. The dice is here, right? The woman is rolling. The man is like suddenly putting in stacks. You see how many stacks he's putting there? All he's doing is just guessing where the number will fall on. Where this number, like this ball that is moving round, he's just trying to guess which number will the ball fall on. Right? And suddenly the ball is on number 29. Then this, so only one. Now do you see? This is the money loss. This is how traders lose money on the market. This is the only one that won, and this one is all gone. All gone. Do you see that? You see this? It only fell on the 29, and the rest is gone. Gone. How can you use technical analysis for a formula like this? Like, do you get me? How can you use technical analysis for a game like this? How can you find pattern in a game like this? How? How? Like, make it make sense. You know? So now he's about to bet again. He's just dropping the number. That's what was happening down there. The one that I was showing, this was the real life example of what is happening. You just have to put it anywhere, put it anywhere, put it anywhere. And then while the roll is coming, you have to be fast, because at a point the woman will tell you, hey, don't put your money there again. Finish betting. You see? You say, it's okay, no more betting again. Then it just fall. Where did it fall? It fall on number 2. Number 2. Now everything is gone. Everything here is everything is gone. Everything is gone. Everything is gone. That is the real thing I was experiencing. I'm like, Jesus Christ, God. Now can you now that I've shown you guys this, can you compare casino gambling with trading, like with what I'm showing you here? Will you say, based on this logic, trading is gambling? Is that person not mad? If what I'm showing you here, what I've educated all of you is, for the people that have not even visited casino and don't understand how the Russian roulette works, if all that I'm showing you here, right, can you now just say that trading is gambling, trading is gambling, trading is gambling? Then you are not educated. Then, because there's no education going on here. What education? What technical analysis? Let's watch his last play. Let's see what he does. Right? Let's see what he does. See, he's just stacking, random stacking. Do you think he's using any pattern, any technical logic? No, he's just guessing. Let me put it here. Let me put it here. Let me put it here. It may fall on number 5. It may fall on number 3, 4, 5, 10, 20. Right? Now let's see where the chip falls. Let's see where the chip falls. You see what happened here? You see what the woman said? No more betting. Then he put it there. You see, the woman said no more betting. Then he put one there. Then the woman gave it to him that no more betting. Now let's see where the number fall. No stop loss. And where did it fall? It fall on number 18. Nothing is there. Did you realize? No, he did not even put any chip on number 18. He did not put any chip on number 18. His money is gone. Everything here is gone. Can you imagine? That is the real casino. Jesus Christ. That is the real life casino. So you guys, you should be very grateful, right? You should be very grateful to trading and technical analysis. You should be very grateful, and don't just lose talk trading with, oh, it's just gambling and it's just this and it's just this. Like, look at what the man is doing there. Is that what you do in trading? Do you just open your eyes and wake up and say, oh, GBPUSD, 10 buy, boom, then you start buying. Is that what you do it? You know? So, like, it's a new perspective for me, right? I wanted to really just share this reality with you, this insane revelation, right? And then just like it, I think that what the only thing that it will do is it will just let you just understand that yes, we talk about the random nature of the market, but it's not so dispersed and random and insane like what you find in the casinos. And then don't just lose talk comparing trading with like what is happening in the casinos with the gamble. When you say, oh, the casino is just a gamble, and they say, yeah, trading too is just a gamble. You know, the odds, the edge. Let me see what's happening with this place. I'm sure this guy is just wearing the glasses.
I'm still standing up. I ain't mean to go live. Oopsie.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Chico. That's cool. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Chico. We back live at the closet. It's your boy.
I'm still standing up.
Bless people.
You see, this guy has given the money. He has given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's $1,000. So I think this is like $1,100. He just come to buy chips of $1,100. So they'll give him. They are arranging his colors for him. They are giving him the blue colors. So this. Now he starts. Let's see how he start playing. You see? Start putting his money there. Boom, 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 boom. Then they roll. Where is it gonna fall now? Where is the roll gonna fall now? Where is it gonna fall? Where is it gonna fall?
Hey, Asia. What's up, Sonya? What's up, Renee? Man, 11, I got it covered. I gotta get that 9 for you, though.
It falls on number
24 for Asia. I ain't complaining, Prophet.
Hey, Ashley.
it falls on number what? 24. He has no card there. So all his money gone. Guys, can you fathom doing this? Right? Can you really fathom? Can you probably like imagine yourself like, look, oh, he put all his stack, it will come to 2, 1, 3, this, and it went to 24. Nothing was there. All his chips gone.
Kobe.
What I'd advise you, don't go to the casino. If I'll be very honest with you guys as my followers, if I'll be honest with you as my followers, as my mentee, to me, if there's just like that one advice that I'd give, don't waste your time ever in the casino. This is dumb. Like, you're right. For the person that said this is dumb, this is actually dumb. But that's what you find a lot of people doing. Would you rather not want to put your money in the market, right? Would you rather not want to put your money in, like, just put $1,000 in the market and wait for NFP, and then just buy or sell? It will make more sense than just doing this one, isn't it? Anyway, guys, I just hope you guys like picked up some experiences or some lessons from my experience, and it's just going to be like a food for thought. You can do your own research. You can also still think about these things. When I go down there, I'll still go and sit there and watch them. I can watch them the whole day. There's blackjack, there's the roulettes there, there's the what do we call that thing, all those roll up things, but I just enjoy watching the roulette, and I have a few friends in Cyprus here who have money and then don't mind, like, really like splurging some 500 euros, 1,000 euros, on this for entertainment purposes. Look, the thing is that you're not going to win. Me, if I go and stand up by this, and I know that I'm not going to win. I'm not going to win anything, but I'm just going to like donate my money. So why am I going to sit there and then donate my money to they say I should try poker? Roulette cram and try na poker. Is it proper to hedge than to use top loan? That's for little knowledge. Yeah, I'm just saying that, like, what I want you to guys to just extract from this is that trading is not like that. Trading don't have that same logic. Trading has a pattern to it, and the moment you can identify these patterns, they are not even that hard. You just need to be just a little bit intelligent, just a little, just tiny. You don't even have to be too brainy and crazily cracking your mind. Just smart. You can identify support, you can identify resistance, you can identify a trend, you can see if the market is just going an uptrend, you can see if the market is going a downtrend. Just use this logic, right? And then you can be able to just like continuously and successfully predict direction in the market, which will make more sense than just coming to watch a random board and within 1 minute you have to determine that this is just going to go here and then say, okay, yes, based on my feelings or whatever it is, it should go to number 5 or it should go to number, and then you just lose all your money, right? It's not prudent. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's just all I have to share with you, apart from just showing you my very beautiful room with the most beautiful views of Cyprus. I keep traveling the world, courtesy trading, and enjoying the good things of life and enjoying the casino living and all of that. If you want to obviously experience this, then look at this place too. There's also a whole community there as well, and then there's also another community there, and then and this place is like I can literally just leave my phone, and I'm really holding my phone very carefully. Right? Isn't it beautiful? Pretty clean, right? And this is where I was sitting with. This is where I was just relaxing and then watching the market, and then I just got inspired. I was like, with all my experience that I just witnessed, I must probably come online and share a few bit of that with you people, so that you just kind of like reason it out with me. And I have some drinks here as well. I opened one yesterday. I'm sure they've just come to replace it for me. Please show the new viewers. I should show the new viewers where my room is. This is my room. There's a bathtub there. You can literally be in the bathtub and still be enjoying the views and then the bed and all of those things. Pretty decent. This is also a washroom, toilet. This is the mirror. There's also another full view mirror here. This is like one of the biggest, like I said, hotels in the whole of Europe. Outside of it looks like this. Let me show you guys the outside of it. The outside is very, 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 very beautiful. It's a very huge edifice. This is the outside of the hotel. You can see what I just showed you. You see. So I'm on the 16th floor, all the way at the top there, right? I have a VIP room because I am a VIP. Let me read some of your comments. Oh, damn it, money goes sweet. Well, of course. What did you think? That's why you have to work hard. Do you smoke low-key? I actually don't smoke. I don't find any reason in smoking. But, well, for casual purpose, if, like, let's say I should go to the club with a few friends or a pub or any of those type of things, I don't mind just, like, fitting in. The thing with me is that no vice can become a habit. You get what I mean? Like, everybody has a vice, right? You guys should share some of your vices. Your vice can be you drink. Your vice can be you smoke. Your vice can be any anything that normally you would not on a normal day do it every day for the general public to know, right? But some people they just let their vice out there, But for me, I have control over myself. I mean, if you're a trader and you don't have control over, if you're a trader, you're supposed to be an invincible man, or you're supposed to be like a superhuman, right? Superhuman meaning that you can just like really control your brain. You have a disconnection between your brain and reasoning. Like I know that, okay, fine, I want to like drive insane, and then the moment I get like a sport car, I'm just like driving and I don't care about the speed count, and then suddenly I know that, okay, fine, I'm out of that era. Now I'm not going to be driving insane again. I'm going to be driving reasonably. That's like you disseminating wisdom. And I can just, okay, fine, I'm drinking, I'm smoking for the next 1 week, I'm just going all out. Then the next like 1 month, 2 months, even a year, you'd never see me touch like a drink. And I do that with even food too. I can just be like all out with meat, and I'm just eating meat and chicken and red meat and wine and stuff, and suddenly like I cut meat entirely for like the next 6 months. I'll never taste meat. I'll just be chewing fish and what's the name, shrimps and all of those things. So like that's just how I keep my health. And when was the last time you ever heard me complain that, guys, I'm like chronically sick or anything? Like, because I consciously and subconsciously like take care of myself, and I'm able to like control the odds of how I manage my health, and then even like apply the same principle to like my work life, trading. I can just sometimes like say, okay, I'm tired this week, I don't want to trade, and I'll sleep. And then when I wake up, I'm like, this week I'll not even let one single opportunity pass me by. I'll just sit down and then like hustle it through. So you must always have like a very strong control of your mind and then yourself, right, as a trader. So the person that asks that, do I drink or do I smoke? No, but like I said, occasionally if I want to, I don't mind just mingling. Like, I like what I saw in the chat. Could you kindly give a glimpse of it? I could do a chat breakdown. I think it's just been like a long time we ever did such a thing. Everything is about how you control your mind. Yes, everything is about how you really do control your mind. You didn't drop any signal this week. I did. I think very early on, we just traded gold briefly, and that was it. And then the rest of it was me traveling. I think it was Monday or Tuesday early morning, I just dropped gold, and that was it. On a 10-week winning streak, what's your advice? 10-week winning streak, and God and the angels are in your favor. Take your profits before the losing streak sets in. But to be honest, it's been long you visit the gym. That's because, you know why? That's because you think that anytime I visit the gym, I'm supposed to come and post it on Instagram, right? So guys, like I have a life outside of social media. So there are so many things that I do that have become a norm, that it, like, you reach a point in life, you begin to live for yourself than always living for social media. So just because I have not posted it does not mean, when I was in Cape Town, I was always in the gym. When I came back to Accra, like, I even have like all these dumbbells in my house, and then I have a treadmill in my house. Do you know that I have a treadmill in my house? So like, yeah, I just would not always post it and then use that as a basis of just measuring that, hey, this man is here, this man has done this. So you should be able to like differentiate when somebody's living their life to please themselves, and then living their life just for social media. Please shoot an inspiring YouTube video. It's been a while. Yes, for YouTube. Freeman was in my house quite recently. I invited him about 2-3 weeks ago. I've shot some YouTube videos. I've uploaded them, but I've not just pushed them live. So very soon I'm just going to be back, and hopefully I'm able to stay consistent. These days I really get tired with YouTube. I think I've just fed you guys a lot of wisdom on YouTube. You should just make due use of like my old videos, because like if you don't really consume the old ones, the new phase that I'm coming to, the new things that I'm going to be introducing on YouTube, you will not be able to follow if you've not even finished learning the old ones, right? Because like the new ones, I've just really got into the tech and the AI aspect of trading and then coding. I can just teach you how to even like, trade and create your own EA, right? I can, like, do you know that my trading what's the name, strategy, I've developed an EA for it, right, by myself. I didn't let anybody assist me. I didn't let any programmer. Like, there's so many tech savvy stuff that I've just inculcated in trading, So Like, and these are the things that I feel like when I just come back to YouTube, I'll just be like also throwing more light on, so that you guys just follow the AI world. We live in a current space of like just inculcating AI in your productivity, in your decision making, in just like every aspect of it. So it's not always just going to be like me talking about technical this and that. So yes, we're going to have the bits of the technical, but we're also going to delve into programming in the MetaCodes language and creating your own indicator, creating your own EA, and then also teaching you the deeper part of the macroeconomics, microeconomics, technicals, everything. So yeah, that energy would come. That energy would find its way. You're just too much. That's Randy Hero. Let me see this, man. I've learned a lot from the old videos. Yes, there's a lot to actually pick up from those old videos. What's the perfect time for your setup? There's no perfect time for my swing setup, but when it comes to my day trading, I'd always say like the landing session, right? The landing session, that's the whole job. One day I'll show you guys something. Just one day, right? Sometimes people think like they know and they've seen it all with like me, right? Or Kojo Forex. You can never see it all with me. Oh. Like you can never see it all with me. When it even comes to like trading, any aspect of life, ask people that really know me, know me well. You can never see it all with me. There are like some degree of, crazy things about the market that I've not even touched and for once even mentioned on social media. But I think that I said it in my book, The Making of Kojo Forex, that when I feel like I've reached that point where I'm retiring from trading, right? Let's say maybe I'm like 40 years, 45 years. I just know that I'm well diversified, very well grounded, and then like just like my brother Cheddar, he's made money. Now he feels like, okay, yes, let's see the impact he can make in the nation. And then he's running for president, isn't he? And sponsoring his own self. Nobody is sponsoring him. Nobody. Look at all these other political parties, NDC, NPP, they're organizing this and that and donation here and all. So mine would be like to just organize a huge public symposium and then just really like lecture and then share everything that I know, and then I just call it a quit from there. But there's like deeper things that I know that and use. I would not only say no and use that are just not for social media just yet. And I think that I said it the other time. Even what I've taught you guys, right? I've changed lives. What I've taught you guys on social media, right? What I've taught you guys on my YouTube, what I've taught you guys on my Instagram, on my Twitter, have changed like lives. So imagine like what I'm talking about. You understand me? What I've taught you guys, what I've publicly and willingly just shared, even in my communities, even my private mentorship, have changed like all their lives. People have become crazily profitable traders. They know what they are doing in the market. They love it. They have a vision. They have a zeal. They have a direction. They have a perspective. They have an approach to get better. So imagine, like I'm telling you that even after all that I just put out there, there's still like more to it. I remember when I decided to surprise the guys in the mentorship, when I literally took them to I literally introduced them to the central bank and then a website that literally collates the central banks and then their interest rate and then inflation rate expectations, and then use that as a logic to inculcate in the technicals. And also another website that will literally pick a country and give all their up-to-date macroeconomics, right? Even if you're talking about like Rwanda if you're talking about Liberia, if you're talking about Malaysia, not just like the big currencies. It will tell you their reserve rate, it will tell you their balance of payment, it will tell you their interest rate, unemployment rate, all the basic ones that we like to hear. Like basically every macroeconomic data that really matters, so there are so many things. People were surprised that, wow, Kojo, this information is also there. They are there. And I'm still like learning. This is somebody's already asking what is the website. I'll tell you when the time comes. I share it when the time comes, don't worry. Anyway, let's just talk brief chat, then I'll leave you guys. Probably just come back to working, right? These days I've just been working behind the scenes on so many stuffs privately. This week, which was like the previous week, I'd say that for the most part I was traveling, so I didn't really get much time to play around with the market. But logically, if I was in this market, right, this is how the market would have opened. I'd have expected that I'd see like this one break out and go up, right? But another thing that would have made me doubt the breakout is that this pattern that I'm seeing here, right, it's a very weird type of a wedge pattern, because under normal circumstance you want to see a wedge pattern like this. Like with this type of wedge pattern, you rather want to see the market roll up like this, and then the wedge is just going on the sideways like that, right? And then once you've been able to get like the pattern forming like this, then you rather now expect a breakout on the upside. But if you observe this one, you can see that the market was rather coming from the top to the bottom, and then it hit a particular point, and then it was just now going like sideways like that. So you cannot now then say that this is a wedge pattern. Do you get it? This is not a wedge pattern. So like seeing this, it will just like be that logic to deter me from assuming that it would go up. And then if we're not going up, then I would also want to now see, okay, what would be that reaction we're going to get with this market within this region, right? Now, why my choice of this region? Because obviously we have like this low here, and then if there's anything this market would want to do, it would just want to like flirt around that low, right? Some people will say, like I said, liquidity grab. Whatever big English you want to put there is up to you, right? So we observed that like much of the whole week, GBP was just like crawling until the fundamental came, pushed this thing down there, which was very expected, played around that zone, and then came back into it, right? With this huge candle here, right? Came back into it. Now this is like my play though, right? This is like one of my plays, right? Because at this point, whatever the market really wanted to do here, it has done it already, right? And now your whole risk is just like setting like a defensive approach around this region, right? This candle, after that candle closure there, because like it's a huge drop. Like look at here, right? All the way from here to here, it's about 400 pips already, right? And I've told you guys that like one key thing that's what do you say, bro? They pay me at the drive right now. I know if you forgot. I've told you guys that one key thing about trading that you must always have very much in mind is average pip movement, right? I know so many people don't even realize that like it's not something you learn, but it just should be in your mind, right? Like the moment you come to understand average pip movement, right, then it's easy for you to start expecting reversals in the market. Like, you should just know that, oh, this market, the average pip movement is like 200 pips, 250 pips. Just know it in your mind's eye, right? Give a range. So the moment you've seen that market just trade abnormally higher than that particular range, and then suddenly like it hits a very predefined range, then you just already expect that, okay, then there's going to be a definitive movement for this market to reverse. And then you saw that it happened here briefly, right, before the market closed. At least even if you use that logic to follow this trade, then you're going to catch like some 50 pips before the market closed, right? So coming into next week, I don't think I'll expect anything different except like to see how this market like continues up, which is like for GBP USD. So I will particularly expect it to continue up though, right? And one thing that surprised me or have been like a shocker for me in our recent markets history is like how uncorrelated the pounds have chosen to be. Like, literally the pound is telling us that, look, for whatever reason, if you considered me to be correlated with my other trading pairs or colleagues, then you're wrong. Don't put me in the same bracket with GJ and blah 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 again. So it's been a hard lesson to learn, but you have to learn it the hard way. These days you cannot just trade GBP USD and say, okay, just because this one I sit here, I expect that GBP cash should have hit a particular place and I expect that this was no. In our hardest times, right, times are not normal again, and then with how unnormal or irregular the market is now, right, you just got to take it as it is, and then approach each pair or each trading instrument one by one. So like pound, I've given you my perspective, but you see that I gave you a perspective of expecting the pound to continue, but I don't expect the card to continue, right? With what I'm seeing here with the card, right, I am actually expecting that within this range we would have like some reversals, right? Probably coming back to hit like these low levels again, right? I've already marked like and picked up my key levels, and then this zone is a very important zone for me. We already saw how it just dropped, traded sideways, broke out of that range, and then retraced again, and then we would expect like that continuation down. So it's a zone to just observe and see price action within this range to determine that. But yes, now you can see that just within this first two instruments, which is the pound USD, I'm already anticipating that it's just going to continue, and to where I don't really know, I'll just use my psychological level 1.3300, but or perhaps even this point makes more sense, right? Because at that point then it becomes like some sort of a head and shoulder formation going on here, right? Maybe we're just going to get like the pound rallying to hit this level, and then perhaps like reversing, maybe long term, something like that, right? Maybe long term. This is the picture we may end up creating, right? In trading, it's always good to just have a mental picture of how you expect the market to behave. And once you formulated that mental picture, you want to see the market behave that way before you execute. So it's like a predetermined or predefined perspective. And once you don't have like that predefined perspective, then you don't have that predefined perspective like playing out, then there's no point in like, taking any stake. So this is also my predefined perspective. And then let's go to GBP JPY. It's pretty much straightforward and clear what the JPY is doing after hitting this level 195.96 region, right? It has proven itself to be very strong, holding off the market from continuing any further. But I just do myself the favor of just switching to like the daily time frame as well, right? Especially when I find the market consolidating in a range like this, right? When I've seen the market consolidating in a range like this, and then you can see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 6 attempts of the market trying to like trade out of this range or continue, I would bet that you remember to switch to the daily time frame, and after that switch to the weekly time frame, right? Because what is going to do is that it's going to show you if the market is painting any different picture apart from what you are just stuck with seeing. And that is what happened to a lot of people with gold right here, because those people were just seeing, and I know very, very experienced guys that fell for it, and I was just laughing. Like here, right? Gold here. Do you remember? Right? See, gold came here, drop came here. When it came here again, they were dropping. Like they were selling. Like, guys, are you a joke? Yeah? Usana. That's what somebody will say. Why you, sir? You know, like you've seen this thing just go up and down like that, up and down like that, and you just expect that it will just come there and then repeat the same thing again after more than 8-9 times. You know, but the only thing they probably didn't do is just like come to the daily time frame, right? Or the weekly time frame, because then when you come to the daily or weekly, it just kind of paints a different picture. Like if you come here, right, you're just going to see, like, let's say you come to this market and you're seeing something like this on the daily time frame. Like, what is it telling you? All odds are pointing towards, like, you know, a continuation, isn't it? Just, you know, if you don't even see it that way, right, sometimes it's very hard for people to be able to break down the logic of a higher time frame. If you want to find it very easy to understand the long-term implication of a higher time frame in terms of the candle formation, don't look at the candle from the time frame perspective. What I mean is that you could be looking at the daily time frame, but think about the daily time frame like a 15-minute candle, and ask yourself that if this was actually a 15-minute candle, right, what would I have done? That's just how you get it. If just switch from thinking of it from a daily time frame, ask yourself that, look, okay, forget, let's just cover the daily. If I had come to see this market like this and it's on the 15-minute and the next candle is supposed to appear, will I expect the next candle to come down or to go up? And the moment you're able to just answer that question, you have your answer for what the market is supposed to do for the next couple of days or weeks or hours. And just as is expected, that's just what happened with, you know, gold, and then it's just been continuing from there on. So like I said, when you find the market just consolidating in a continuous range like that, it will only do you good to just like also switch your perspective to like going into like the daily time frame and then seeing. So yeah, which one was I even talking? So with GBP JPY, yes, everything looks like this thing is supposed to like reverse from here, you know, which would have been very beautiful if we have it happening like that. Nonetheless, with what I've just shown you with gold, then it means that we cannot avoid just like watching, you know, what is potentially going to happen off the daily, right? And daily is just always one day. So when market opens on Monday, it will be very definitive of telling us what to expect next. If Monday candle just closes something like this, right? If Monday candle closes something like this, let me just change the color to color blue so that it will just fit in, right? If Monday candle closes like something like this, right? Then you know what I mean, right? Don't you know what I mean? If Monday candle closes like something like this, you come to the 4 hour, then you get the market looking something like this. Then you already know that, okay, then GBP JPY is just going to break and then continue, and perhaps now you want to define the next possible range of it. Initially, you don't want to be too greedy, probably like mark out this range here, right, which is still like a good amount of pip. If the pound Japanese yen is able to like travel from here all the way here, which would just be about 300 pips. It's a lot of pip movement we're talking about, right? So that would be like a good way to just keep our expectations and not just like trade blindly. So you just want to like take a sneak peek on the daily and then observe, you know, how things transpire with the pound Japanese yen. I've given the perspective for the bullish, but the perspective for the bearish is if we get to see like a candle like this, and then that candle will now be like a black color. So I'll just quickly change it, and then we have the black looking like this, right? Then that will also like pretty much inform us of our expectation, because look, if you see something like this, automatically, if you're just in my inner circle, you know the pattern, right? If you don't know the pattern, then go and ask your grandfather. But yeah, like with a beautiful pattern like this, the guys in the inner circle know what to do already, right? You understand me? Pretty straightforward. And then from there on, you just literally like expect like a continuous drop or sell off. So yes, that would be like how I'll just keep my logic on the fence for Euro JPY, right? And then let's come to like the card one, pound Swiss franc, right? Swiss franc. For pound Swiss franc, I mean, it's also this one, right? I really observed this pattern, and I really expected it. I really expected this pattern to actually be insane. It to kind of break out insane than it actually did, right? I didn't expect it to just like break out, come and retest it, and then just go up there like that, right? But you can see what is happening here, right? Let me show you. If you're not getting the picture, it was just trading sideways, broke out, retested it, and then just went back up. Ideally, I want to see this thing come somewhere here, right? Initially, that would be like my first expectation. So with the pound Swiss franc, right, we will still maintain a bullish bias and at least see how the market just opens next week, and then perhaps like continue in this buy sell, and then find its way to reach these highs, right, to reach the next resistance up here, right? And it will be an opportunity for you that anytime you see like a retracement and then a bullish formation or a bullish continuation, you can just easily buy into it, and then you can easily squeeze at least some 80-90 pips off that as well, right? And then Euro USD is supposed to have like some level of similarity with GBP USD, but you can see here we're able to identify like a key logical level for it. But if you come to like similar to Euro USD, we cannot find that logical level. For me, I identified it here, and the market broke it, and then there's just like another one just beneath here, but it's still like some significant distance away, right? Let me remove this one, right? It's still like some significant distance away. So for Euro USD, I'd say that I'd leave it for now, right? I'd not touch it. Let's just leave it for now. Euro card, it has similarities with. So what I've observed, right? What I've observed is, I guess with me, when it comes to correlation, you guys remember that back then it used to be like GBP USD, GBP JPY, GBP card, GBP CHF. No, now it's like when you look at GBP USD, you have to look at the correlative nature of it with Euro USD. If you look at GBP card, you want to look at the correlative nature of it with Euro card. Don't you see the similarity? Or you don't see? You see how GBP card rallied up, pulled back down and retraced, and then you can see this one too. Euro card rallied up, pulled back and then retraced. So that's where the correlation is like playing around with, right? And then you can see for Swiss franc, obviously I don't have Euro Swiss franc here, I don't trade it, but for the first three ones that I've showed you, let's look at even Euro JPY, right? Don't you see the similarity between GBP JPY and Euro JPY? So the crosses are correlated more than the instruments themselves, right? The crosses are where the correlation has now found themselves to be. So if you're here expecting, Euro USD is trading GBP USD, but why is it up? No, it's just like inter reference, right? That's why I say that. That's why when I'm teaching my people correlation, I teach them what correlation and cross referencing. I just don't teach correlation. I just don't talk about correlation. For so many people, they say, correlation, the market has no correlation again. But what about cross referencing? Right? What about cross referencing? So what I just taught you here is what cross referencing is all about. Cross referencing is like, okay, you see GBP USD correlation, you're just looking at the same internal subset, but a cross reference, you're looking at the outside of that subset, right? It's like you're doing three set formation, right? And this one have intersection, this one and this one has intersection, this one and this one has intersection. But if you look at the middle here, there's like a cross. So if you look at the middle, it's like you're looking here. But if you look at the intersection, you're looking at this and this, this and this, this and this. So you have to like be able to like spot on all of those things. And now you just use that to make a defined logic or speculation on the market. The XY, right? What I'm watching now is the XY. The XY too has been moving very funny, very, very, very funny. Look at this, just like started rallying all the way up, last week Friday, I was really looking at catching was it Euro USD or GBPSD, but the way that the XY was playing, right, it was not convincing enough, so I had to avoid. You can see that I marked so many levels, right? First it was reacting here. I was like, is the XY intending to like just drop from here, which would have then informed me to like start selling the USD crosses, but it just like went back up, and that's where patience matters. And it came to this level, it started doing the same thing, and then it broke out there again. So now I don't know what it wants to do, right? If you ask me right now that what is happening here, I really don't know. And the best thing to want to do in trading, if you don't know something, is what? Save your money, hide your money, sit down and wait, and when the right time comes, you make informed decision. What do you think this year's US election is going to be? That's a very brilliant question. If you ask me, I think Trump is going to win. I think Trump is going to win this year's election. I think it's even a little bit of being conservative in an understatement, but I somewhat can significantly and boldly call for Trump to win the election, and that's just outside of the scope of sentiment, right? Discussing US election has been something that me and my very good friend Common Forex has been doing for a long time. We've been doing it, we've been discussing and looking introspectively from like 2-3 years ago when the election was not even close, right? And we follow their politics, right? I mean, it only makes sense that we follow the US politics, because obviously the dollar affects us more than me following the Ghanaian politics, because at the end of the day, how does Akufo-Addo's stupid governance affect me in the market? The only thing is going to affect me is destroying the exchange rate of the CD, which is going to affect the way I spend my dollars. But at the end of the day, it doesn't even change focus, right? I don't want to talk politics now, because when I start talking Ghanaian politics, it will deviate my whole analysis and I'll be angry. So let me stick to the subject matter. Talking about the US election, I think that Trump has a very strong potential to win the election, right? And when he does, what would observe is we'll just get back like the volatility that we missed in the market, wild swings here and there, because Trump is very influential, and he's an avid participant in the financial markets. He knows his way around the market. You see, right? Background matters. Trump is an entrepreneur and a businessman, and so like he has controlling interest in so many assets, financial instruments, and even everything. But the current president, what's his name, of the US, right? Joe Biden, his background is from the military, and Biden has never really have any political, financial inclination. So, did you ever hear Biden threatening, I'll put sanction on this, I'll reduce this, will not produce this year? No. All he's always thinking about is war and Israel and this, and will not give this aid, and then Ukraine this and that. That's not what Trump's picture and perspective is about. Trump is more inclined to like business and negotiations, and and that's just and speculation, and that's just what the market wants, So if Trump should come back, which we want as a trader community, we want, right, then it will be interesting. And there's also a power play that has really existed. It's a power play that has existed between the Democrats and then the Republicans, right? And there was like all I even say, a veil, right, that had really covered the Democrats, right, which had majority Africans, because of like, let's say, familiarity, right? People would say, oh, Kamala Harris, black woman, what's the name, Barack Obama, black man, he was the first black president, and blah blah blah, right? But people have observed that these people are just bullshitting them. Like the youth has woken up. Social media has changed the course of how elections are run and how campaigns are even done. You can see there was literally a trend where people were bashing Obama that look, you cannot tell us who to vote for based on skin color and all the nonsense you're saying. You're telling us that even if Kamala is not going to be anything, let's vote for our own color. And then people are now questioning him that if it was Donald Trump that said the same thing, that if you're not going to do anything, at least vote for me as a white man, would the Democrats have taken that as a logical way of campaigning? And it has really been a very strong negative PR for the Democrats. And based off that and so many other facts, you can really see Trump leading the polls. So, Kobe, with that small question you asked me, you can see how I've just broken it down. And so many other factors. You can see you can see Elon Musk heavily backing Trump, and then literally even providing, is now influencing the political scope monetarily. He says that if you bring somebody to come and endorse Trump and even sign a petition, they're going to give you $100. So you can imagine how it has become somebody's full time of just collating people and convincing them that hey, vote for Trump just because they're going to get their daily bread. So all the odds are kind of stacked in his favor, and more so monetarily, he's also sponsoring about 50 to 100 million in sponsorship for campaigning every week or every month. I don't know, you can check the facts very right. So yeah, you can just do the rest of your research in that line as well. The person asking me about gold, right? Gold is just in an all-time high, and when it comes to an all-time high, right, there is little you can actually talk about when it comes to like where you expect it to reverse, except you understand psychological levels and then institutional ranges. So with what is happening in gold now, I'd really expect to see what's going to happen in 2750. But apart from that, let me just also divide 2750 into 2725, which then gives us the mid-range here, and then see what is going to happen in 2725. Right now, history is happening. So many people don't even realize that history is happening. In our lifetime, we've seen so many all-time highs, right, and even all-time lows. Oil in our lifetime hits zero. If I come to the monthly time frame, it has never happened in the history of trading that an instrument would be trading above zero and then suddenly come back to test zero. Like, let me put this one to zero, right? The market did not really show like this price action did not show it's hitting zero. But if I come here, it just shows that the 7, but that the 7 was not the lowest. It actually dipped all the way to zero, right? It has never happened in our lifetime, but we saw it with oil, and now we are seeing with gold. Like literally from time immemorial, it has never. Look at the chart. It's like you're watching some crypto. Look at the evolution of gold. If I remove the drawing lines, right, let me just quickly remove or hide the drawing lines and look at it. It's just like you're watching like Bitcoin. Just trade, and then boom, and then crawl, and boom, crawl, and boom. The difference in what I'm observing in today's market is that, like, you see, when it came to what has really happened in our generation in financial market is that, like, all-time highs don't take decades to form again. Now, an all-time high can form, and then in the next 2-3 years, there's going to be a reversal, and then thereon a new all-time high again. I don't know if you are getting the logic. I don't know how best to explain it, but like if you look at this, right, it probably took decades, right? 1833. My chart on gold is starting all the way from 1833. You can see, because I'm using like the premium version of TradingView. But imagine 1833 all the way to like 1972. Not really much happening, right? And then boom, we have this all-time high, and then look at the range from here to here. It's probably like half of the time, and then we have this boom, and then imagine from here to here again, another half of this one, and we have boom. And then what I'm just saying is that I would expect that this market is going to hit somewhere, probably like also just come down like that, do something, and then create another all-time high again, right? Instrument like gold, you'd always expect them to continuously like go up, right? And there's a philosophy that you have to understand when it comes to like commodities, right? There's a philosophy that you have to understand when it comes to commodities, right? And maybe for the purpose of leaving you guys with the most insane advice that hopefully you never forget and then you learn from it properly is that commodities would only lose value when their use case in real world scenario reduces. Right? I'll not repeat it again. Commodities would only lose long-term value when their real world scenario of usage reduces. So what I'm saying is that we live in a world where we are still using oil to power our machineries, we are using oil to power our vehicles, we are using oil to power our manufacturing plants, we are using oil to just literally do everything, right? Now, what makes you now think that the chart of oil is just like going to go down and down and down and down and lose value and become zero? It means that if you're an oil investor, one way or the other, right, you're going to like be finding the market rallying in your favor. Put that same use case scenario in gold, right? If you think about gold, what's the use of gold apart from using it for a luxury which everybody loves, right? Like my ring here is gold. I have a gold chain I left in Ghana, or probably took it with me in Dubai. And even like my Rolex here, right? Some of you don't know why Rolex is expensive. It's like Rolex. Why is Rolex expensive? For what? You see this yellow stripe you're seeing in the mid range, right? It's all like real gold. You know what I mean? I don't know, the color is not like, I did not turn on the light in the hall, in the balcony, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. All the yellows you're seeing, they're just like, it's gold. It's not like a polishing or anything. It's like real 22 karat gold that you're seeing around it like that. So like the use of gold is also in our mobile phones, right? In our mobile phones, did you guys know that even in mobile phones, like, there's gold? Or you didn't know? I think that we hear it just randomly, but you see, just for corrosive purpose, like the battery side of every mobile phone, the conduit that is used is gold, so that it will just like last for a long time. And so the use of gold is just like enormous. And apart from that, like central bank using it as a reserve, right? Central banks just want to show that their country have money, or their banks have money, so they'll just keep it. And then sometimes people also using gold as a speculative hedge against inflation. So like, if you want to talk about the use of gold, we will just list more than, like 20 to 30 real life usage of gold. We are not even going to finish, and so you should understand that as far as we are living in a social evolution where the use of gold have not lost its true meaning, there's going to be a continuous price fluctuation and price rally and price increase and new highs. There's going to be time where gold is just going to like retrace, but that retracement is just like a correctional move in the market. One way or the other, it's just going to like find its way back up there. So I don't think that you should be surprised, right? I was only explaining this for you to just never be surprised when you see gold here, right? You should never even be surprised when you see gold at 3,000, at 4,000, at 10,000. Anywhere you see gold, don't be surprised just because of what I've just said. Just make sure that you have the rudiments to trade and be profitable, right? And most of the times when I see these things happening, right, when you have this type of logic and then you are seeing gold creating an all-time high like this, right? I've seen experienced people selling here. Are you mad? Like, okay, I'm not going to insult you people, because for the most part, those people have never really understood the concept. That's the way I'm explaining to you. But anytime, like, let's say a previous high was created, the market broke it and it's now creating a new high, that's probably the time you should make the most money in your life, based on what I've told you, because the logic says what? The material instrument, which is like gold, is continuously over decades and continuously again in future generation to come gonna continuously increase in value, except when its real life usage reduces, which we know that's not going to happen anytime soon. So once you've seen this, just don't start thinking about, oh, let me sell the instrument, let me sell this, and you want to be a participator in increasing the value and just like put all your odds in following the trend in the direction, right? One thing that's so difficult for traders is just seeing the trend happening before their very own eyes, then they are going contrary to it. Like you've seen this thing, the thing is blazing, ever blazing blue going up, then your conduit, your medulla oblongata is telling you that no, it's supposed to stop here, and then you are just standing in front of that moving train, you'll be crushed. So hopefully you're able to use this logic that I'm explaining to reform your mind, and then you don't like you don't fall in situations like that again, right? So me, when I see these things, like I just buy. These are the things that you see me using to flip, like 10,000 to 20,000, 10,000 to 30,000, just for play sake, just for play. I don't even do technical analysis. I see it, okay, like gold like this, when it retraces, right? Let's just say like next week thereabout, we find a deep retracement of gold, and suddenly it just comes like, let's say 2,700 again, and I start seeing a bullish movement like this. I can just put 10K in my account and just buy. Because when I buy, I know that one way or the other, probabilities on my edge that we're going to visit 2750, and I clear out the market, I make my money, I'm out of it. Until next time again. So these are like some simple logics that you can use to like find your edge around the market and make money, and then it doesn't have to be like for part of any core strategy. So yes, that is like my perspective for gold. For the people that were crying about gold, I hope like this kind of makes sense for you. And then oil, I wouldn't say much about oil now. US30 also creating all-time high, similar to what I said with gold right now, right? You can see what happened here, right? I was expecting US30 to play around 2400, right? But it actually traded above it, right? Nonetheless, you can see that when it traded above it, all I did was that I left this horizontal line just on the previous high, and then what it did categorically do, it just traded back to retest it, right? Retest it perfectly, created the whole formations, right? Rejections that you expect. You can see what is happening there, right? You can see it just tapped perfectly on that line, rejected 1 2 3. By then you should have already known what to expect, and then subsequently you have like this one happening. So that's like a defining moment where you can just like trade on this market from here, put your stop loss here, and then enjoy a good amount of profit. Now that we are here, you can tell that we would have like US30 also somewhat trading above this range. It's going to do a rinse and repeat, retrace again until it hits like a key defining moment, and perhaps the market will use like that moment to like heavily drop off or sell off, right? And so many people have called for market crash and stock market crash and all of those things, and I can tell you the truth that in this recent generation, the last thing you will ever want to do is try to predict a stock market crash. That era has changed. Now, logically, right, the defining or the definitive explanation, if I put it that way, for a market crash, right, is when the market or that instrument loses 20 to 22% of its value. So don't just hear that, oh, the stock market crashed, and suddenly you're thinking that it means that it's like a car accident, boom, worthless, nothing can be done again. No, like if you look at this, right, if you look at this swing movement here of this market, right, if suddenly, let me use a percentage value, or let me just use this tool here, the price range. If suddenly we see this market drop heavily, like this is a 10% drop. So if we see like a candle like this, let's say 22% drop, right, like this, right, now this signifies a stock market crash. Do you understand? Suddenly, if you didn't know, now I'm explaining to you. I know so many of you didn't know. So when you hear stock market crash, you're asking us, but these people are saying the stock market crash, but next week now the market is still trading. So what is the stock market crash? Today I've taught you, right? If like US30 is just then, suddenly we see a huge market like this, right? You see Bloomberg reporting, you see what's the name, CNBC, you see what's the name, BBC, all the major network, Fox, say stock market just crashed, the stock market just crashed. No, it just lost 22% of its current value. And this is like 22%. This is like what defines that 22%. You understand me? Now, the insane thing is that if I zoom out of this 22%, right? If I zoom out of this, look at how far back the market has come. But they are calling it a crash. That's not all the zoom. If I zoom it out again, let's say I come to like the monthly. Like, look at this and look at this, right? But somewhat it's quite significant though, because imagine like this huge type of a drop here, and then you can imagine the assets that will lose value right from this. Like this 22% drop could mean that if an asset is, if a stock instrument on the stock exchange is listed for, let's say 400, right? Reduce 22% of it, and that would be like now the asset value being let's say 300, right? Yeah, 310 or 320. That's not so much though, but for in the market term, that's like a significant drop in a single day. The defining moment is that it's not to be 22% in just like a week or this, no, 22% in a single day, right? The defining moment meaning for a crash is like a significant drop of at least 22% in a single day. So yes, if we have situations like that, then I bet you just hear some things like that. And this is when you see the market looking like this. And I think that such a moment will come though. I think we'll have it's not going to be so long though. It's not going to be so long, but you should not try predicting to catch the tops. But we'll have a moment in the market, in our lifetime generation, that you would watch US 30 and you see just one candle like this, and it will be scary. And you can record this down and play it back and remember that Kojo said this. Like the world will come to a standstill, right? You could have situation like this, right? And then do you know what would happen again? Day one would look like this. Like, let me now come to the daily. Day one would look like this, and then day two would also look like this. I'm not even done. Day two would also look like this, right? And it will all happen, right, within our very own eyes. Do you see this? We will have day one happen like this and day two happen like this, which will mean that we'll have US 30, right, which is the Dow Jones, drop from 43,000 all the way to like 12,000, right? 12,000 thereabout. I'm just using 12,000 hypothetically. I'm not saying it will exactly come to 12,000, but ideally, let's say come to 12,000, right? Let's understand what it means here. By coming to 12,000, the last time the market was trading around 12,000, right, was the year 2011. So it means that what the market can use 2 days to set us back to 2011, which is reset. If I would be very fair with myself, I'd rather prefer to rather say this thing will come to like, let's say 14,000, because it kind of makes sense technically if I peg it at 14,000 than 12,000. So that's how I do my macro calls. And then I'll just pull this one back up like this. And I'm saying that it would be in our very own lifetime that you come and see situations like this where the market will use 2-3 days to behave like that. And it has happened before, right? Let me show you this. Do you see this? This was a stock market crash. If I measure what I was measuring for you from here to here, right? This was even a 14-day crash in a day, and then from here to here was 38. So 1, 2, 3, 4 days, the market had already lost 38% of its value, right? 38%. And then what happened is that what it set us back from that year, which was 2023, to 2017 and 2016 regions. Do you see how it works? Because we're in 2023 and then the market crashed. It hits what from 28,000 all the way to 18,000, coming back to the 2016 regions of the market or price range of the market. And I'm saying that a bigger version of this It's likely going to come in our lifetime. I say likely carefully because it may not happen. But with my financial acumen and experience and all that I've seen in the market, at least in our doubt is such a thing happening. I'm not currently calling for the market crash because I already told you guys that the worst thing you want to do now in our generation is to call for a stock market crash. You can only anticipate which is going to happen, but to tell when, I don't think that anybody can be right about that anytime soon. Maybe the only time that somebody can be quite close to being somewhat reasonably accurate is when they are able to correctly peg the timeline of such an event unfolding with exactly when World War III is going to break out. And as far as the world is not expecting World War III, which I don't know how to think about it, because when it gets to a point like that, you are easily conflicting sentiment with belief and reality. The reality on the ground is that the world is yearning for it. If you guys don't know, right? Now, if I start talking about that, it's also going to veer our conversation from technical analysis into crazily global macro, because the connection of the dots is just a lot. The connection of the dots is a lot. Ukraine, Russia, we are not done. We just had Israel, Palestine. In let me just say what, in a disguised motive of fighting Hamas, which was not done, and then suddenly an uproar among Israel, Lebanon again, which is in also another disguise of fighting Hezbollah. In the same vein, we have the Houthis of Yemen, still in the same triangular range, right? You can see Palestine, Gaza, let me come to Hezbollah, Lebanon, and then Houthi, Yemen. So they are fighting a triangular range like that. And in that triangular range is controlled by another big father, which is Iran, right? And we have all of this happening in the Middle East, and you have US far from that range controlling interest. And then within the South region, which even includes Cyprus here, because Cyprus is very close to that sub-region. We have the UK having their base just around the borders there, which also, there's just so much going on. And then you have like Kim Jong-un and his people literally testing their nuclear warheads, sending troops to Russia to help fight Ukraine. And you already have US troops and then European community members also sending troops in Russia. Troops in Ukraine to also help fight against the Russians. It's just one mistake. It's just one press of a button. China is also, on the fence. I would not say China is posing any threat, but China is just waiting for that perfect moment. Chinese, they are very smart. They have time to wait. And I know that Chinese are waiting. They don't care if it's going to be 500 years. But when the world start taking over, when I say the world start taking over, I mean that when suddenly okay, America is just stamping in that, yes, we will not allow you people, we will not allow, let's say, Iran attack, what's the name, Iran attack Israel, and then they start fighting and sending in bombs, and then Russia also gets angry and say, okay, and then we also just start bombing Ukraine. And that's just the time that China is also say, okay, big brothers, if everybody's taking a share or a piece of the land, it's just now time for me to also take back Taiwan. And then boom, you start seeing China also, so like everybody just sitting on the fence and then just observing. But those are that type of moment that I kind of see, like those type of crazy things happening, and the sad reality, if I'm going to be very honest with you guys as retail traders, the sad reality of those moments is that you may not, and likely and highly will not be able to benefit from those opportunities as a retail trader. You know why? Because turning off retail platforms is just like by a simple click of a button, right? The broker in the retail market is a CFD. They don't own the prices. There's no real liquidity or real like dollar value backing that asset you're trading. It's just on a contractual basis for the difference. So if price is tremendously plummeting, they're not going to want to take their risk when they are obviously observing what is happening with you. Or you don't understand. When you say contract for difference, it's just like what I was showing you with what was happening in the casino. If the casino man have seen that the board has been rigged, suddenly they are anytime they roll the dice, it's coming to 2, and everybody in the house is placing it on 2. Do you think they will be standing there? They'll be standing there to still wait that, roll it and put it on 2. That's also what's happening in the market. If the brokerage firms are watching the market and suddenly there's like a drop here, and then drop is just going, 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 you think that they are too philanthropic enough and fools such that they know that anywhere traders are selling, the market is just continuously going down. Traders are selling, the market is just continuing, and then they should just be smiling and say, hey guys, make all the money you lost from 2021, make all the money you ever lost in your lifetime, just come and sell, and then they'll just give you the leeway and process withdrawal easy. No. The platforms are going to freeze. The instrument is not going to be available to trade, and it will not open until the chaos resolves. So that's the sad part as a retail trader. So you better start making your money now and don't wait for financial crashes. Because when financial crashes come, even NFP, then they take enter your eye. They take chuk your eye, even CPI. And you think that, Mr. Platinum, I see you, my big brother. Hope all is well. Platinum is with me in Cyprus, by the way. You guys give him a follow. Very brilliant man. I saw him analyze the chart in Mozambique when I went to do the Mozambique Expo with him. And I doffed my cap for him that day. When I say somebody doff his cap, you understand? Like, he's very smart. I loved his analysis. It was like watching a movie. And from that time, we've just been catching up from time to time. But yes, that's just the explanation that I'm giving you when it comes to like when we have like some crazy things happening like that on the market. Don't think that the CFD broker is going to allow you. They are going to freeze the platform. Just accept it. It is what it is. You can't do shit about it. You just gotta accept it that way and move on. You understand what I mean? It's sad, but it is what it is. So it's better you think about making your money now than rather thinking that, oh, I'm going to be waiting for market crashes to make money. The same analysis and perspective I've given on US30 rubs off on NASDAQ. The only thing that is different here is with BTC. Now, with Bitcoin, it's just gradually making its wave towards the all-time high. I've already called Bitcoin to 100,000 before the year end. And then you can see that I even have like my mark there. Actually, I'm calling for 110,000. First, I'm expecting 90,000. And once 90,000 is crossed, we make our way to 110,000. Let me put it there. And I've said it on Twitter. Some people have just like even insulted me for saying that. But I base not my conviction on sentiment and human logic, but my technical perspective and the voice of God. You should start identifying a trade pattern or technical analysis that has its resolve or inclination from the Spirit of God. So my own is not technical analysis anymore. It's spiritual analysis. my perspective for calling BTC to those levels is spiritual analysis, right? So now let's normalize spiritual analysis, right, guys? Let's normalize spiritual analysis. So I've made my spiritual analysis, and my spiritual analysis is telling me that, or divine analysis, yes, or however you want to call it, spiritual analysis or divine analysis, that Bitcoin is going to make its way to 90,000 very soon, whether we like it or not. And that would be like heavy, because that would also mean that the crypto instruments that have been sleeping for decades, people have even forgotten about them. I started investing in these instruments at their very lows, right? And I still hold like significant portion of these coins, and I'm telling you that in our lifetime we would have all of them visiting this all-time high again. All you have to think about is that their use case, have they literally lost the logic around their use case? People still use Shiba, people still use Dogecoin, people still use Cardano, people still use XRP, right? The projects that were backing them have not been dead, right? People still use Ethereum as an alternative. So as far as the crypto community is still alive, as far as these instruments have not just dwindled down to zero, as far as there's logic around like them, it's like what we saw here, right? The sad thing is that you just never know how many decades it is going to take before such things happen. Like what I'm explaining is that if you look at gold, right? Let's say your father, who is Mr. Kwame Ampenin, I'm just mentioning the name by the way, don't mind me, bought gold, right? Bought gold here in the year 1979. Maybe something inspired him and he bought gold here in expectation, when gold was 800, in expectation that gold would go to, let's say, to 1500, right? He was expecting that gold would go to 1500, right? 1500 is here, right? Now, and gold literally dropped from that region, right? When he hit 800, he bought at the top, so he was part of those who held at the top. And then every logic is saying yes, gold will go back up, though, right? But now the difficult reality is that, do this math for me. Who can calculate from 1978 to 2010? What's the year difference? No, let's do it 1978 to 2008. 78, 88, 98, 2008. 30 years. 30 years. All I'm saying is that it took gold 30 years from 1978 to come back towards the same regions again. 30. Is it 20? It's 30 years. 1978 to 2008 is how many years? 30 years. 30 years. 30 years. So imagine that your father was, let's say your father was, let's say, 59 years. 59 years here when he bought gold in expectation that gold would go to what? 1500. Let's add what? Let's add what? 30 years to his age. How old does he become now? How old does your father become? 50, 60, 70, 80. 89 years. 89 years. So that means that he has to only leave that investment for you guys as inheritance, right? Because it's not going to be so long. You know. So all I'm just saying is I'm using this as a reference to explain the cryptos. That no matter what, these drops here, they will come here. But if it's going to be another 30 years, you and I cannot tell that for now. That's the crazy part about speculation. If it's going to be another 30 years, then we are in the year what? We are in the year, this thing was in 2022, 32, 42, 52. 2052 is here, guys. 2052 is here. 2052 is here. So we could possibly have this market just doing like this, 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 and then 2052 you just now do like this. And you think that, oh, it's never possible, could you never? What do you mean? But that's what happened with gold. That's literally what happened. That's why I'm saying that we don't do technical analysis based on sentiments. You do it based on historical projections. And I've shown you physically what you saw with gold. Did I make it up? No. You saw it with me on the chart. That's how we make things. So you use assumptions and calculations and anticipation, and then you question yourself before you make like financial decisions like this. So that's what I've presented. But I'm saying that as far as their use case are still meaningful, it can happen tomorrow or it can happen 30 years. And we've seen evidently that 30 years is not an overstretch. It can definitely happen 30 years if it wants to. But I'm saying that those defining moments would be more instigated by what we tend to see with what will happen with Bitcoin in the next couple of months to come, days to come, weeks to come, right? And that brings me to the end of my breakdown with you guys, my analysis, and then my Cyprus visits and views that I'm sharing with you, and my room in my hotel. So you guys tell me briefly, what did you learn so far from our live sessions and discussions? What have you learned? What have you picked? What is the new thing and new information you're going with? Now guys, see the cars there. Every one of them there is in the casino. You see, look at the car park. This is the biggest car park I've personally ever seen in one space like that. Like, look at this, filled up. And today is Saturday. Like, if I go down there, right, you cannot imagine the number of people that have trooped in that casino. What did you guys learn though? Still share with me. I'm willing to hear. What's your view on gold next week? I've given my view already. Never enter a casino. Making money, valuable inside. Gold can consolidate for 30 years. I've learned a lot. Where is that blue spot? Can invest and live for inheritance? Yes, you can do that. You can definitely do that. Introduced by gold, introduced by BOG. I don't care about Ghana. Don't bring me Ghana matters. Do you use Bloomberg Terminal? No, I actually don't use Bloomberg Terminal, but I subscribe to their newsletters, and then I have Bloomberg Terminal for students though, but not for like professionals. When I come to Durban, maybe one day I'll visit Durban. I like South Africa a lot. I've visited Joburg, I've visited Cape Town. Probably my next place of visit will be Durban. As Dubai, pretty calm, but I'm not in Dubai now. I'm in Cyprus. So this city you're seeing here is a beautiful city of Cyprus, Limassol, one of their influential capitals. Guys, I think that for any relevant thing that needs to be talked about, I've done that already. I appreciate you joining as usual. I'll see you guys next time when I'm inspired to come on live. Peace.